Morning.
Hi.
Morning.
Good morning, girls.
My hair's still wet. I'm like,
It
well,
looks good.
I'm like, oh my God, my curls. I'll do it myself. I have curls. Um, I don't know why my computer said, hi. I'm gonna go at the pace I feel like it today.
Yeah.
I'm gonna open up things super slow and not you and freeze that over there and this over here. And I'm like, that doesn't
Yeah.
work for me. That does not work for me.
Yes. I'm really liking your old school television frame. That's really cool.
I know I ran across it. I ran across it one day. No, I actually because I had the blurred out thing I was doing for a while, and everybody's like, "Don't do that, James. We don't like it." So I was looking at some other filters. Like, I kind of like this old school. I need some rabbit ears and like whatever. And I like it. I like it. I do. I was like, oh, okay. Well, I'm like, I'm framed in. I'm on television, literally.
You are.
It-
It's like I'm watching you
on
through a
television.
camera on
No, I
television.
said, your hair still looks good. Go on, girl.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, it's in shock. My mom explains to me when I say, Mom, I don't know how to style short layers anymore. I totally lost the skill set. And she's like, No, your hair is in shock.
Oh.
And and as it starts to grow out in a couple weeks, you'll love it. It'll be great.
Hey, mom.
So, okay, Mom, I hope you're right.
Yeah, I hope so.
Come here. I'm sorry. I have a visitor again
Oh
with,
my God, I love it. Oh my God.
come here. Let me say hi to James.
I just had a baby. Hi, baby. You're
Look at the
so
camera.
beautiful.
Yes, you are. She's kind of how should I say, feeling a little vulnerable today, I guess. She was kind of whining and crying, and so I had to bring her up. You're gonna lay down. Yeah. So it was either listening to howling as you and I are recording or bringing her upstairs and trying to hope she sleeps, but of course she's not sleeping.
She don't look asleep to me. She don't look like she's sleeping to me.
No, so sorry. We have a visitor, an unexpected visitor this morning.
When you have children, that's what happens sometimes. You work from home.
Come here. No, don't go over here. You'll make a mess. Sorry, hold on. Hey, come this way. This way. She's, 65 pounds, 60,
Yeah.
65 pounds, and she's not easy to move around, especially if she doesn't want to move
Right.
around. Okay, I need you to lay down. Okay. Sorry, James. I hope I'm back with you. I really do.
You sound like a parent. It's hilarious on the phone with a parent. Jane, Melissa, I'm so like, I told you to sit out and just stop. I'm on the phone. You sound like you're not yelling, but you sound like they like, okay, you lay down. You sound okay. I'm on the phone with Auntie Melissa. I have to talk. I'll get you afterwards.
Yeah.
That's how you sound right now. Yeah. We've all
Sorry.
been there. I've been there. So yes, I know it. We've all been there.
Down for the count.
I did a show the other day, and the one dog just came. My co-host was talking about something very serious. It was like it was very serious. Like, go Tammy, go Ma'am. It's very serious. But all of a sudden, her dog head just comes into the frame and starts licking her.
Oh.
Then puts each paw on her breasts. And it was like this rest right there. She's like, hello. I'm on screen right now. I almost beat myself. Maybe my co-host almost beat myself. I laughed so hard I was beating myself. I was like,
That is
that was just like, it was like all of a sudden this big head comes in the frame. And she's all kunk, kunk. She's like right on him. I was like, she's like taking the paws off. She's like, not right now. I'm like, I'm doing
No.
So it was kind of funny. It was like that. That's and now we're all at home. And that's really a funny thing about one of the things about the pandemic. Because right now, we're friends, we're good friends having coffee and conversation. I'm not wearing pants. I have some boxer shorts on. But I'm drying them right now. The ones I'm going to a meeting after this, and the ones I'm going to wear, I didn't know I had to wash. So I'm actually drying them right now. So that's the beauty of Zoom. So everybody just that now.
So now that I know that, all I keep envisioning is you with no pants on.
But it was boxers. I mean, I have boxers.
Right. No, you didn't say I'm naked. You just said I don't have pants on. So
well,
I
I have
think
nice legs. I have nice legs.
I know I've seen your legs.
I know.
Hello. Yes. Yes, I've seen your legs.
But that's the funny about Zoom and stuff, about this whole pandemic stuff. Like everybody from the waist up looks wonderful. It's like the waist down is like, whatever. But like after we get off and do this, I'm gonna button this up, put the pants on, and then go to my meeting. So I'm like, that's how we do.
That's how we roll on Zoom.
On Zoom. So I think it's just hilarious how this is. That's just dogs, animals, and all kind of stuff just.
Yeah. And just an update on Puppy. She's opening my drapes.
Okay.
She's mobile.
like okay, so I want some sunlight in here.
Yeah. So we got the gardeners out front, and so she was curious about. Yeah.
So dogs it's their territory. She wants to see what's going on outside.
Yes. Well, not because she cares about guarding the house or her people, but because she cares if it's one of her buddies that she's missing out on social activities. That's how she rolls. She's very social.
So she is a child. Okay, got it.
So tell me, how was your weekend?
Was this a weekend? Well, it was a weekend. Oh my God, it was a weekend.
There was a weekend.
It was I'm giggly again today, as I was last week, which is a good thing because I almost quit everything last week. It's been a roller coaster ride. The stuff that I do, like I do the Star Wars stuff. I do this. Now I'm doing the Marvel stuff. I'm doing the She-Hulk after show.
Right.
And there are a lot of folks that got mad at us. There's no girl on the panel. It's all dudes. I go, well, first of all, dudes can talk about a female-led show, and women can talk about a male-led show. There's no, you can do either. But I said, but also, I tried, I couldn't get anybody to commit to 9 weeks every Thursday at 8:00. And I had explained to them, it's hard. It's really hard to get anybody to commit to the time. And so then I said, I'll put out there, anyone who wants to come on and do like a guest spot, you have to come on every week.
Yeah.
Come on, guest spot. Crickets. So screw y'all out there.
Yes.
Give me an attitude. I'm providing a solution, a happy solution. Sure, I'll look at anybody come on there. And now so far it's crickets.
Right.
But on a side note,
our
show, great numbers again last week. So people are watching and or tuning in.
Wow, amazing. Hey, Puppy, I need you to lay down. James and I are literally shooting a podcast right now, and you are interrupting again. I knew she was going to be in a mood. I knew this was going to be problematic. And Les is at a chiropractic appointment.
Obviously, Les.
I would love to have passed her off this morning. No. Gonna happen, James.
Daddy isn't home.
So please, viewing and listening audience, just have a little empathy for the fact that she's, Miss Kima.
Yes.
Is taking center stage. Sorry.
People like animals. Maybe it's bigger views. People like animals. They like animals. No, and then also there are male fans, of course, getting upset. It says so well. Blah, blah, blah. I'm like, no, she's a female talking about female issues. There's nothing wrong with that.
Wait, go back. I didn't quite understand what.
There are male viewers who are getting mad at the show, saying it's too woke, it's too female. I'm like, well, she's a female lead, and she's talking about female issues,
right?
As a female, how many times can I say female? So they're just ridiculous. They're just these misogynistic men. Anyway, so I like the show so far. I think it's really good and fun. So I'm like, screw them. But between that fan base, the soap fan base has gone bonkers. They're attacking actresses and in real life. I got attacked, and so I almost quit everything.
Wow. Why is everyone so angry right now?
My brother and I were trying to figure that out. We had a big discussion about that off camera. He and I were just talking here at a lot of states in Inglewood, California. No, we were just talking. We were like, because you're saying that I didn't know this. Here's something for you guys at home. and Melissa, there's a group of fandom for amusement parks. There's a whole fandom. I know about the Disney folks. I know them. That's a whole thing.
Right.
I get that. There's just one for just any amusement park. Well, apparently, it got nasty online in the amusement park fandoms. I don't know what that means. I don't know how you get mad at somebody over a roller coaster. But
Right.
apparently, it would. People were like, "I'm done with this group. I not control." So my brother was like, no group is immune apparently right now. It's like every single fandom has just gone bonkers.
Huh.
Everybody's trying to say, well, it's not the majority, right? But it's
Right.
the loud minority.
Right.
And I think it first started with the politics stuff a couple of years ago online by expressing their feelings on which side
Mhm.
they're on. I think now that's just kind of that energy.
Yeah.
My assumption. I mean, I don't know. I'm curious what you think about this, but my assumption is that it's just carried on. Now everybody has to tell their opinion, apparently, and they're so vocal, like it's this or this, and that's that.
Right.
Like everybody, and I feel like people aren't happy. Period. Anyway, no one's happy. I mean, I don't think anybody's happy. I mean, gas prices, now this loan debt forgiveness. We're upset about that. Divided by that, abortion
Yes.
rights divided by that.
Yes.
Books divided by that. Trying to place to live, trying to rent controls, and nobody. I mean, relationships, mental illness. There's a lot going on right now. I mean, it really is. It's a lot going on. I think people are just not happy, and so online, that's where you can express it
Safely, because it's somewhat anonymous online. You know what? I have a prescription. Coffee and conversation with
that's
friends.
right.
Coffee and conversation with friends will keep you sane through the insanity of what life is right now. And it's funny you had said about, absolute black and whites in conversation. We were in one, Les and I were at a party this weekend.
Uh-oh.
There was and let me just preface this by saying this individual, who again shall remain anonymous because we like to protect people, nice person, right? Nice person.
Okay.
But in expressing their opinions about hobbies, even, it was very, this is what I do, this is what I don't do. Yeah. And so one of the don't do's is actually something that Les does. I say very gently, I think, oh, well, that's an interesting take on that, because Les does it this way. And Les was able to introduce kind of a conversation and we had a great conversation. They continued their conversation well after that circle kind of dissipated, and they were talking. So, but it was like, how are we supposed to have a conversation if you want to stop it by making this declaration that this is not, I don't do that. I don't do that because of this. And it's like, well, you're not very social at a party.
Like ending the conversations, yes.
Ending the conversation, but I was able to kind of twist it up a little bit and go like, yeah, I get that, but this is how and they talked about this, they talked about their thing for long after that initial group kind of disbanded. And so I thought it was funny that even though you were able to agree to disagree at a party, just to have conversation, James, so that it's not, okay, I hear how you feel about something, and then crickets. Like if I had not said something else, we all been looking at each other like, okay, where do we go from here?
Using your skills, and they're using your skills in there.
Using my skills, and I think I made like kind of a buddy connection, because they were talking for 20, 30 minutes after that went down. So there's a way socially to draw people out, in a kind way. Mm-hmm. And then all of a sudden you do start talking about things and you find a common ground, and then you can move past the don't. I don't do this.
I love a good debate.
I
love a good conversation. And I may walk away and still, I still feel the same way. That person's cuckoo.
Sure.
That. But there's something about the back and forth that's not ugly, and that's not, and even in the middle, and even with those moments, I still learn something.
Right.
And then I hope they do too, whether they admit it to me or not, or whatever. And I've had people later come to me because I've had several being in the insurance business for many years, and I'm liberal and black and all these sort of things. And I didn't talk to any of the black people in the business, so there wasn't any. I did have a lot of conversations that were very interesting, and I did walk away with somebody. And later they'll tell me, James, you were the first person to get me to think of this way, or I never saw it this way before until I talked to you. Like they would tell me later at things, and I thought these were at like, I guess, social work functions. I don't know how you call them. It's like a mix. It's like a mixture, like some mixer or whatever, and all together, or at the conferences. I mean, we were in North Dakota for one of these conferences, and I remember Obama got elected, and I had to hear on the side around me in Bismarck, North Dakota, anti-black stuff. I won't say words. I won't say this, so you all know what they are.
Yeah.
Around me, and there are attendees.
Yeah.
Then the next morning, I have to check them in.
Oh.
So it was only just me and Nick. It was a smaller conference, just me. And I love Bismarck, North Dakota. I just want to say, Bismarck, I love you guys. I had a great time with the Radisson there. You guys were all wonderful. These were attendees that are farmers and hunters, and they're all white up there, and most of them were in that region.
Yeah.
And Nick and I had to talk about that because you want to make sure I was comfortable. You want to say, James, I want to make sure you're okay, because I wasn't okay. And I said, and I just kind of, I didn't sleep very well that night, but I did kind of like pull it together and just go, okay, well, James, you're here to do a job. Just don't look for trouble. Just kind of check them in, smile, check them in. They can look at me and call me all kinds of names that I only know about. But I think the part that I should win is that I can still show my face in front of them, in spite of what they feel. And it takes a lot of courage to do that. Women do it all the time in a male-dominated world. I know that. I have my male privilege. I know that a lot of women do it all the time. You guys have to think of the same things a lot of times, I'm sure. Where you have to go, okay, I'm in a room full of men, and I have to prove that I'm smart. I got an education. You know what I mean? I've heard of the women telling me that, but they go in these rooms, these guys talk, okay, honey, it's okay. Like, excuse me? I got a PhD just like you do. Like somehow my PhD is less than yours. I'm a woman. I've heard so many stories. I'm like, God, it's just, I mean, sometimes making my nerves too, but no story. But that day, just to finish up that story, I just, that morning, I smiled and checked them in. And some of them gave me looks a little bit because they realized I was black. And I don't know what, we had no discussions. But I would say Nick and we talked. And luckily he's liberal, so he was happy Obama won. But we talked about the whole color thing and how what I have to deal with sometimes. And I'm here for a job.
Right.
And it was, we've been to Bismarck several times, but and overall it was a fine experience. But there was some uncomfortableness, and I know that some of the attendees were great. But I should say that some of the attendees were great, and they talked to me, and they were fine. But there were others I know literally did not talk to me the next day. So I did. So I know what that feels like. But I was ashamed because I wish we could have talked a little bit, maybe. And who knows? Maybe I could have not maybe make you vote for one Obama to win, but like just kind of what are your feelings about black people? What are your feelings about people? I mean, I'm just curious, like, what is all that about? I've had some great race discussions with people where we each walk away with something interesting. Go, okay, I'm like, I never thought of it before, and then they can walk away going, I never thought of it before either. So, but I know we're going through it too. I know we're going through it too.
Yeah, I think that though, to have a really good conversation about a topic as divisive as race can be, that the folks need to be respectful of one another. I mean, if you can start a conversation with respect and grace, then that's a meaningful interaction. If you're just there to spew your view, your hate, and throw it up all over somebody, That's where I draw the line with folks, because they may think they're communicating, and they may think that they're interesting and that their opinions are the correct opinions. So if you lived on an island by yourself, who cares, right?
Right. Right.
Your way or the highway. But the second you add a second person to your island, you need to be aware of how that person views life and how they want to live. And why is that important? Because if that doesn't take place, one of you is not coming off the island eventually. Like, you know what I mean? There's just one of you will not survive. And so I think that in our society, we've lost the ability to agree to disagree. We've lost the ability to respect differing opinions. And it's very much them versus us, you know? And even on the playground, I can think back when playing sports, you know, you had that competitive, oh, you know, we want to win, so it's them against us. Some kids took that to a violent level. I mean, there were fights that broke out on the playground,
Yep.
you know, because some other team won and they were sore losers. These are the kids that grew up, right?
Right. Yeah.
That are that same kid on the playground, and they're right. You know, it has to be their way. And if it's not, you know, they don't know how to express themselves in a civil manner. It's very complicated. It makes me very uncomfortable to be in a room with folks who believe they're right. You know, that it's important for them to be right.
And you've been in those situations, haven't you?
Oh yeah. Yeah. I tend to shy away from them unless somebody's being attacked, you know, or there's a conversation that has turned ugly. And because I'm one of those people who want to just, okay, let's cut our losses and get gone. And sometimes, you know, I mean, if you're in a combative mood yourself, that's the other funny thing is you have no idea how people are feeling inside, you know, or what they might have gone through yesterday or that morning. And you're going to come full steam ahead, right? And try and make your feelings, your opinions, the only opinion in the room. I've learned a lot in sales and in life. And, you know, you have to be very mindful of, hey, you know, I don't know what happened to James yesterday. You know, I don't know what emotional state of mind James is in today, but I want to pick a fight with him because, you know, I'm right. And he needs to know that this is the right way.
Well, you know, that's actually very true too. And I also will add an asterisk. My friend Jack Farmer would always say an asterisk. I do also understand, and that actually goes into your point. This actually goes into your point. You don't know how people are feeling.
Come here. Sorry, this is such an important conversation.
I know. It's funny.
I have a dog at the door, panting, staring at me. She has to go out. Like she literally, I think, has to go to the room, and she just keeps coming here, nibbling at my fingers, and going over the door, looking behind her shoulder like, "Dumbass, I need to go out." If I could open the door myself, I would. James, can I pause this just really quickly? I'm so sorry. I literally have to take the dog out. I'll be right back. I'm sorry.
So folks, we're going to call this part 1 of the conversation, and then we're going to come back and do part 2. Follow us at Coffee and Conversation at James and Melissa everywhere, wherever you get your podcast. We're also at JLJ Media on YouTube. Buymeacoffee.com. Buy us coffees. Buymeacoffee.com/James Law Jr. We'll continue the conversation. See you later.